Hi, this is Mr. Max with some Gopher Mathematics. So I have got 4 algebraic fractions that needs to be simplified. So you can pause the video right here and then you can attempt to solve these fractions. Remember, you are subtracting or adding fractions here, and then this last one here, it's one term, but then you have on the numerator fractions that are being added and then divided by 2 upon a. Also, what you need to know is whenever you're subtracting or adding fractions, we are always looking for the lowest common multiple. For example, question 3 is 5 upon the quantity 3p plus 5 all squared plus 1 over 3 times p minus 2 upon 3p plus 5. So there's a few rules that you need to remember whenever you are subtracting and adding fractions. Okay, also remember when you have more than 2 terms either on the numerator as well as the denominator, you need to put them in brackets, and perhaps things like 14 minus 6p or 4b minus 2c and so on, you can perhaps take out a common factor so that it is easier for you to find the lowest common multiple. Right. So let's start with the first question. So the first few things I do is I take the quantity 14 minus 6p and I factorize so I can see the 7 minus 3p. Now go ahead and swap that 7 minus 3p and then change the sign in front. So this is exactly the same as that. Okay, because I want the 3p minus 7 to be identical to this 3p minus 7. And then I'm going to put brackets obviously in the numerator as well as the denominator. So you see that minus that is here is obviously whole fraction is now negative. So I put it in brackets for you to see that this sign is going to change. And now you have, in fact, in front of this bracket you have a 1, and in front of this bracket you have a 2. So the LCM will be then the 2 times that whole bracket. So that is going to be LCM, so the only thing that you need to do is the term on top must be doubled. And once you do that, you go ahead and clean that up, and you should get 2p minus 1 upon 2 times 3p minus 7. No need to multiply out the denominator. The second one, you have got 3 fractions here. Again, I do my side work, I factorize, and then again I swap because I have c minus 2b here, and in here I'm going to get a c minus 2b as well. So this bracket here, 4b minus 2c, is going to eventually become negative 2 times c minus 2b, and 3c minus 6b becomes 3 times c minus 2b. So you can see the c minus 2b will be common. Then I put brackets as I've indicated. So the negative is here now. Alright, so I put brackets, and now I'm going to find the lowest common multiple. So that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3. So think of this c minus 2b as just one number. So it's going to remain there. But what is the lowest common multiple of 2, 1, and 3? Well, the lowest common multiple should be 6. So therefore, I will have to multiply the term on top by 3 in order for it to become 6 times c minus 2b. Since it already has a c minus 2b, I only have to multiply by 3. And then also this one here has the c minus 2b, but I need to multiply it by 6. And this one has got a 3 and c minus 2b, so it needs to be doubled. So eventually, if you now write everything upon the same denominator, you're going to get minus 9a minus 12a minus 10. Well, you can clean that up and becomes minus 21a minus 10 upon 6 in brackets c minus 2b. The third one, so you have got 3 fractions as well. Now remember the lowest common multiple, when you have 3p plus 5 all squared, and you have 3p plus 5 raised to the power of 1, the LCM is going to be the one with the highest power. And then also the other bracket will also just be put with the other ones combined, so to speak. So the lowest common multiple will be the quantity 3p plus 5 all squared times this 3 times p minus 2. Well, it gives you that rather horrible long things. What I did here is I did exactly the same thing I did with the previous question. So this has got 3p plus 5 all squared. So it needs the 3p minus 2. That's why I multiply on top by that 3p minus 2. or 3 times p minus 2. And the middle one needs the quantity 3p plus 5 all squared, so you multiply the top with that. And on this side, you need the 3p plus 5, and then also the 3 times p minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to first manipulate the numerators before I write everything over a common fraction. So you've got a common denominator, so you've got 15p minus 30, which comes from that. Then remember your signs are going to be there. And then you have 3p plus 5, 3p plus 5 all squared. So I'm going to finish that in another line. And then I have got 6p minus 12. That comes from these two brackets and this bracket here. Well, so it looks a little bit clearer. So what I've done is now I've only multiplied out the binomial, these two binomials together. Now I'm going to combine them, so to speak. And I'm going to put them all over one denominator. So now it's a matter of removing the brackets. So you can go ahead and pause here and see if you have followed the whole steps correctly. Right, so on this slide, we are now going to remove the brackets. And so what I've done here is I've played around with colors. So I've color-coded the like terms. So you can see the square terms and then also the terms containing p in red. And I left out the numbers in black. So eventually that becomes minus 9p squared plus 51p plus 55 all upon 3 times the quantity p minus 2 multiplied by 3p plus 5 all squared. And this therefore is my final answer. Well, the fourth question here, again, as I said, is just one term. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to separate that. I'm going to rewrite it as 1 plus 3a plus 2 over b, where it remains in brackets, divided by that quantity there. Okay, so it's very important that you keep it in brackets here. And now I'm going to manipulate first the numerator. So the numerator, I'm adding fractions, so therefore it means that I am supposed to find the LCM. And the LCM is nothing but 3ab. Okay, so the numerator becomes b plus 6a, the denominator becomes 3ab times that a over 2. Since it's just one term, I can go ahead and I can cancel out the a's. Alright, so once I've done that, I'm going to have b plus 6a in brackets upon 3 times 1/2. Now you're nearly done. Numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator give you b plus 6a upon 6 as the final answer. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I'm going to keep on unloading and uploading a lot of work for ordinary level as well as AS level work.